Hi, everyone. Just give me 1 second for Instagram to connect, and we will be going live to talk about preparing for divorce in Texas. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our live. It's been a few weeks since I've been here because I was on vacation for the holidays, but January is commonly known in the family law world as divorce month. Everybody's made it through the holidays and they are ready to move forward with their life. So today we're going to talk about preparing for divorce from a financial standpoint to put you in the best possible position you can be in to move forward with your life. So whether you're thinking about divorce, in the middle of it, hold on a second. I got to get back to my notes here. Okay. So, if you're watching this, you might be quietly thinking, I can't do this anymore, or wondering how you're going to survive financially, or you suspect that a divorce is coming from the other side, even though you don't want one. Today's live video is for you. So let's get into it. First of all, I think a lot of people really need to work on a mindset shift about the fact that this is a financial exit, not just an emotional one. The truth is that a divorce is not just the end of a romantic relationship and the end of a marriage. It is a financial separation. And the people who come out the strongest and the best in the end are the ones who are not the most emotional. They are the ones who are the most prepared. That does not mean being sneaky. That does not mean you need to be dramatic. It means that you need to be strategic. And being prepared is power. So before you tell your spouse, before you move out, before you file for divorce, the first thing you want to try to do, and I know this is not possible for everyone, but the first thing you want to try to do is get as much of a financial picture snapshot as you can get. What does that mean? Bank statements, credit cards, retirement accounts, investment accounts, mortgage statements, car loans, business accounts, tax returns for the past few years, pay stubs for the other side, or documentation of their income. Why does this matter? In Texas, we are a community property state, and that means that everything is presumed to be community. But if you can't prove what's there, it can be much harder to divide it. It can lead to a lot more discovery. It can lead to a lot more subpoenas and depositions and digging for information. So the more that you can have in advance, the better and easier it's going to be. So download copies of these things to the extent that you can. Take screenshots, email them to yourself, save them in a secure folder that your spouse does not have access to. Not on a shared laptop, not in the family iCloud. Put it somewhere safe where only you can access it. I cannot tell you how many people will come to me and say, everything is gone. I don't have the statements. I can't access accounts. They've taken off my access. So the more information you can get before your spouse knows that you're going to file for divorce, the better. Next, you might consider, if you don't already have one, opening a bank account in your own name. This is not to hide money or be sneaky, but this is so that you are not in danger of being completely cut off or financially paralyzed when things go sideways, because they often do. So this account can be putting your income, putting some money that's been gifted to you, setting aside emergency money, doing whatever you need to do to make sure that you are not financially trapped in this marriage and to give you a way to survive until you can get a temporary order or get access if you get cut off. Next, know what cash is currently available. Is there money in checking? Is there money in savings accounts? Are there investment accounts that are liquid? A lot of people, especially women, have no idea what's there. And then when a divorce hits, they don't know, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to get groceries? How am I going to hire a lawyer? So the more information you have in advance, the better. Next, and this is something that a lot of people really don't think about, is protecting your credit. Run a credit report. You can do this for free through any number of the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Look for accounts that you don't recognize. Look for balances you weren't aware of. Has your spouse been using your credit cards to rack up debt? Has your spouse opened accounts in your name? You want to have that information as soon as possible to best protect yourself. Is there joint debt? Is there debt that's in your name related to your spouse's business? Are you an authorized user on something risky? If your spouse blows up credit before the divorce, it can really impact you. And fixing your credit after divorce can be difficult. So take action to protect your credit as soon as possible. Next, stop the bleeding. You have to realize that the income that has been supporting one household is going to have to support two. So now is not the time for luxury spending, frivolous large purchases, buying a new car, splurging, treating yourself. I get it. Divorce is heavy, but emotional spending can create financial consequences for you down the road. Every dollar spent now is one less dollar to be divided later. So short-term comfort can cost you long-term security. Next, if there is a business owned by you, your spouse, both of you together, particularly if your spouse is involved in that business, this is where I can see the most games happening. Income suddenly drops, expenses suddenly rise in the business, cash that was in the business has disappeared. If there is a business, get as much information as you can before you file so that you can show that change. You can show that, this business was consistently making money, these expenses aren't legitimate, things like that. If you're not involved in the business, this can be a challenge, but to the extent that you can get it, you want to see tax returns, profit and loss statements, balance sheets. Is there a CPA involved that you should know about? Things like that. Because once divorce is on the table, access often disappears. So a business really can complicate your divorce, and you do not want to walk in blind if you can at all help it. Next tip, do not tip your hand too early. This is important. You do not have to announce your exit plan before you are ready. You are allowed to prepare quietly, to gather information, to do what you need to do to protect yourself. Preparation is not betrayal. It is self-preservation. I see people all the time who say that they told their spouse they were thinking about divorce and then they emptied the account or the money got moved. So timing matters. Prepare quietly and do what you need to do to protect yourself, to protect your kids. Next, before you move money, before you move out, before you confront your spouse, before you file, talk to a lawyer. There is a right way and a wrong way to go forward with divorce, and you don't know what you don't know. So if you are not talking with a lawyer who knows all the things in your county, who can help you be prepared to do it the right way, I promise fixing mistakes is far more expensive than preventing them. And talking to a lawyer before you file or when you're thinking about filing can really help protect you and save you a lot of money down the road, save you a lot of heartache down the road. So, in the end, here's what I want you to hear. You do not have to be in crisis to prepare. You do not have to be dramatic to be smart, and you do not have to be blindsided. Divorce is hard, but being financially unprepared makes it brutal. If you're thinking about divorce, start protecting yourself, your future, your kids now. At the Draper Law Firm, this is what we do every day. We help people exit marriages with clarity, strength, and financial protection. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments of this recording. You can reach out to us in our DMs. If you need help, need to know how to be prepared, we would be very happy to help you take that next step and wind up in a better place, because preparation changes everything. Join us next week. We will be back Wednesdays at noon Central Time with more information, all things Texas family law.